Okay, welcome back to my Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV on the PC. We are running headlong into the Heavensward story, but as usual, we have to take a small break to do some class quests, starting with Scholar. So let's do it. False Friends. I have worked day and night on the cure, yet I have little to show for it. My research is at a standstill for lack of information. I feared as much. If ever men had knowledge of the sickness, it was lost long before this age. Even after careful study of Nemean tablets, I still know little more than what you have told me, that it came from the sea. From traders who returned from the South Seas, yes. They had lost their mainmast in a fearsome tempest and drifted, victims of the current, until at last they ran aground on a desert isle. Half dead, they stumbled ashore, and would have perished but for the Lalafellan tribe that lived there. These natives nursed the traders back to health and helped mend their ship. They even sent our men home with an amphora etched with ornate designs, a gift of friendship. In Nim, we had given them the rights due to those lost at sea. When they sailed into port a year after they had left, you can imagine how joyful the mood was. Yet our joy soon turned to horror. The traders began to grow ill, for the sickness was upon them. They transformed, and the rest you know. The story suggests the traders contracted the disease on the isle. The voyage home must have been... Hold on. The traders were hale and healthy when they returned to Nim, yes? The sickness became known only after they reached port. You mean to suggest that it was not the men who bore the disease? Then who... or what? Something they carried, perhaps. Something like the islander's gift. That does seem the more likely culprit. But without the amphora, this is all conjecture, and I would be astounded if even a shard remains after 1,500 years. As would I. It was placed on display in the royal halls for all to see. If only I had considered it a possible source. The royal halls? I know exactly where those used to be. Precious little remains of them, but I'll scour the area, and if Mangg joins me, mayhap we'll be lucky. Alright. The floating city of Nim. Sure enough, there's some floating bits. Surveying. You see no sign of the South Seas amphora. But I see a big fucking golem. Ah. He's not messing around. Gotta use energy drain. Energy drain. Does a lot of damage. Not really, but... No, it really doesn't do any more than, than Ruin does. Actually, it does slightly less. Great. Whoop, whoop. So, I spent some time in the western highlands or whatever of COERTHAS, doing the ether currents that we need to fly in that area. And basically, there are 15 ether currents. 10 of them are found just roaming around. So I explored like the whole area. I looked at a map of where the ether currents were, because whatever. And so I ended up getting all 10. But then there are 5 that are locked behind side quests. And I was able to do one of those, but 4 others I have to wait until I continue to progress in the main story. So I will be able to fly before I finish the main story of Heavensward in that area, but for each zone there's different requirements, so it's not something I can just sit here and bum rush through on my own. Not entirely. Surveying. You spot something half covered with soil, several yalms below you. Okay, that's pretty insane we actually found this thing. Just in the dirt. Oh yeah, I forgot about the AoE. I forgot that was a much better way to damage. Because I so rarely use it in dungeons, because I don't tend to rush in. Although I probably should. It's pretty good. There you go. Easy peasy. Okay, let me just finally grab this thing. Dig out an empty M4 from the soil where it lies. Alright, and now we go back to Cerrito Carrito. My friends are progressing very quickly through the main story. They're already at like the Stone Vigil dungeon. So they're in COERTHAS. They're in their 40s now. So it's pretty wild. They'll catch up to me pretty quick. I beg your pardon. You found it. Intact. I sure did, somehow. Incredible. I remember this as though it were yesterday. This is the self-same amphora. Then it truly is an honest-to-God's miracle. Though it occurs to me now that we should handle it with a bit more care, assuming it can turn us into tonberries. Void scent. That is what attempted to stop you from taking the amphora? Void scent are drawn to the magics of their own kind, which means a void scent of some strength was likely sealed herein. Yes, here a binding sigil cut into the bottom. Dear gods, it cannot be. This is the work of Mangg. Mangg, beware the dark, keep away or lose your heart. That Mangg? An apt rhyme doubtless inherited from Nim. Mangg was our enemy, rapacious and unwise. Their magi trafficked with the void, grew mighty from shadows, and attacked our lands time and again. Look no further than this. Their sigil which sealed a void scent in this gift. The islanders must have been their pawns in a plot to bring us to our knees. We were fools. Not once do we consider that everything, from the tempest to our traitor's miraculous return, might be a void mage ploy. I must return to my tomes. Pray allow me time to research this, and please tell me if you begin to transform. Oh! Alright, we got Broil. Upgrades Ruin to Broil. And increases the potency of Ruin 2 and Art of War to 160. I thought Art of War was already 160. Alright, so basically we get an upgraded Ruin spell, which is very nice. Because obviously it's like the most used spell you have. Rather than, heals, which you might expect, it's going to be your damage. Yeah, I don't know what Art of War was before. I thought it was 160, but maybe not. Okay, so that's good. That's a nice little upgrade. That is it for Scholar. Now on to Summoner in UL'DAH. Interesting. I feel like we'll probably get a similar upgrade for Summoner. Yep, Ruin 3. There you go. Auspicious timing, Mangg. There has been news, and none of it good. Our soldiers in central Thanalan have reported another attack. I looked over the notes for the initial investigation, and it would seem Tristan, or someone who looks very much like him, has struck again. I'll have one of my men contact Yamitra with the details, but I suggest we head out to the Nanawa mines immediately and question one of the surviving victims. Let me summon Bahamut. I'm ready. I'm ready. I couldn't even get Ramwegi. What do you mean, more questions? I've spilled me tale to 3 different soldiers already. Me work gets further and further behind every time I gotta stop and talk to you folk. Here's an idea, though. How about you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours? That big lad in the uniform there looks like he could lift some good-sized rocks. What about you, lad? You some sort of mage? We've had some trouble with the local Spriggans swiping our fire silver, and you're just the bloke to get it back. That stuff's as rare as chocobo teeth, you know? Now, just a moment, sir. We don't have the time for these distractions. Then maybe I don't got the time to talk to you. Not until there's a little give with your take. I fear he means to be stubborn about this, Mangg. Please humor the man and retrieve his precious ore from the Spriggans. How about we just fucking light him on fire? How about that? How about that? Why don't we ever go with that route? Because I'm the warrior of light? Not anymore, man. I'm fucking consorting with dragons. Dang, this thing's tough. Look at this shit. It's kicking my ass. It's kicking my ass. Oh, man, that was close. I'm pretty sure my gear is up to snuff. I got average item level 113. Although, maybe not. This is a 54 quest, and we're doing like 51 quests over in Heavensward. So maybe I'm getting outclassed here. That could be. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Do a little bit of this and do a little bit of this. And a little bit of this and a little pain flare and a little bit of this. A little more pain flare. There we go. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's more my style there. I'm gonna have to heal. Oh God. Without damaging me. Oh God. Kill him. Kill him. shit. Oh my god. I think in the future we might have to hold off on the class quests. I'm leveling too fast. And I'm not getting proper gear to accommodate. I guess I could go buy better gear. Alright, I think we'll survive, but god damn. How embarrassing. Okay, Jesus. Alright, where's this? No, there it is. All right, we can do this. You can do this. You can do this. Just blast them. Just blast them. Alright, no problem. We got it. Find them spriggans, lad? What about me fire silver? Yeah. Almost died because of it. Oh, you got the whole lot back. Much appreciated. My apologies. My studies took rather longer than I... Captain Wolf, is everything all right? Everything's fine. Now let's hear your story, sir. I reckon you earned it. Well, we was in the mine, loading the carts for their haul for the day, when this bloke in robes appears. Doesn't say a word. Bastard just snaps his fingers and sets his pet demon to light me mates on fire. Ifrit Eggy. Mangg, if you'd be so kind. Yeah, that book. Bloody hells. Aye, that's the fiend I saw. 'Tis as we feared then. And this robe-clad man, do you have any idea of why he attacked you? Well, lass, there's more than silver to be had from Nanawa. On a good day, we dig up our fair share of crystals as well. That seems to be what he was after. I'm not ashamed to say I fled for me life once folks started going up in flames. But when I went back to sort out the mess, the cart what had the crystals in it was empty. He took them all. Aye, every single one. That's all I've got to say about that. Hope you catch the bastard. Crystals. There was a crate of crystals on the list of goods stolen from that caravan. He must have taken everything else to conceal his intent. Our quarry grows careless, or simply impatient. It is time I re-examined certain other incidents that we did not think related to this case. Meet me at the Hall of Flames, and we shall discuss the matter further. I can imagine only one reason why a man such as Tristan would seek to acquire a wealth of crystals. Come, Mangg, let us not keep Captain Wolf waiting. I inspected our incident records, paying close attention to cargo manifests that included crystals. We had attributed several recent raids to the UL'DAH, but the victims were, every one of them, burned to death. Not entirely impossible, considering the lizard men's affinity for fire, but to find not a single arrow or spear wound? Aye, 'tis highly unlikely. Mayhap I should state aloud what we were all thinking. Judging by the sheer number of crystals involved, we must assume that this villain intends to call forth a primal. After my encounter with Ifrit, I learned just how devastatingly powerful these entities can be, and I believe that summoners, with their ability to harness such power, hold the potential to achieve great things. But if Tristan truly is mad enough to summon a primal, then that unthinkable act, and the bloody deeds he performed in preparation for it, will cause people to question the motives of all who practice the summoner's art. My studies of the tomestones revealed to me a tale of adulation. The summoners of Alleg were revered as heroes for their part in defeating the ancient primals, but reverence slowly turned to revulsion as practitioners, intoxicated by their own immense power, began wielding the art of summoning as a means to further their own selfish ambition. That is not to say, of course, that all summoners chose to become tyrants. Amongst the common people, however, it became a strongly held superstition that those who meddled in the powers of primals ultimately fell into the embrace of evil. This superstition blossomed into outright terror, and that is when the mage hunts began. By the end of the Third Astral Era, the last of the summoners had vanished from the stage of history. And should we allow Tristan to go through with his plans, then we risk a repeat of that tragedy. I will review the state of patrols on the crystal trade routes. We will catch him. Mangg, before I joined you at the Nanawa Mines, I was able to recover another incantation that may prove useful in the coming days. Wield its power wisely. See, like, the summoner quests actually explain that she's, like, finding new incantations in the tomestones that she teaches you. Whereas the scholar quests are just like, ah, fuck it. Here, have a new spell. Alright, Rune 3. I guess that's nice. But alrighty. Let's get back to COERTHAS. Get back to Heavensward. In search of ISHGARD. I'm almost 55. God dang. Before we set forth, we must needs inform Tataru of our plans. And I shall await you at St. Reinette's Forum. Tell your friend we may be some time. The road you have chosen is neither short nor easy. Of that I need no reminding. Come, Mangg, let us head back to Fortall Manor. Right, so we're, shit. We're looking for this heretic ISHGARD, because she's consorting with the Dravanians. And we're hoping that she can help broker a peace between ISHGARD and Dravania. That is not going to happen. Let's be real clear. That would sort of probably nullify the whole expansion. But gotta give things a try, I suppose. Our course is set, Tataru. It may be some time before Mangg and I return to ISHGARD. Well, just you be careful, alright? Oh, and don't worry about me. I'll be busy listening out for news of our lost friends. If anyone can find them, it's you, Tataru. Farewell for now. Oh, before you go, you must put this on, Alphino. I've made it specially. No, I couldn't possibly... Very well. By the 12, it fits perfectly, and the quality is actually rather good. I'm glad you like it. I've been practicing my needlework while I listen to rumors and the like. A good receptionist is always learning new skills. My thanks, Tataru. Whatever else awaits me upon the road, I shall not fear the cold. 'Twas the least I could do. Now I must be getting back to the tavern. I'll never catch up with all the gossip. Best of luck on your journey. Yeah, that's what the receptionist in my dentist office says. A good receptionist is always learning new skills. Alright, Astinian is next to the manufactory. There's a pretty cool machinist class quest I did. It involved like a tournament between the machinists and a bunch of knights. And it was sort of like MOBA-esque. Like there was a bunch of NPCs involved in the battle, and there were two like flags on both sides, and I needed to destroy the other flag and stuff. It was pretty interesting. It was a unique little class quest. You have said your farewells then. Aye, we are ready to depart. I suggest we begin our search for Lady ISHGARD without delay. Very well, but she will prove an elusive quarry. Where do you intend to start looking? In the absence of any fresh intelligence on Ysaele's movements, I propose we pick up the trail where she was encountered last, the COERTHAS Western Highlands. Let us speak with Sir Redwald, was it? As the commander of Falcon's Nest, it is like that he will know if any heretic activity has been reported in the area. Alright, plenty of teleporting around. Beeping and bopping around. Well, well, Master Mangg, what business brings you back to Falcon's Nest? Judging by the company you keep, it can be no trifling matter. The Azure Dragoon I know, of course, but I do not believe I have met this young gentleman. Alphino Leveleur at your service, and you are not mistaken as to the gravity of our mission, Sir Redwald. As I am sure you are aware, the Observatorium has warned that the Travanians gather for another assault. We believe there may yet be a way to avert the coming conflict, but only if we can find the elusive Lady ISHGARD. Thus have we come to Falcon's Nest in the hopes of acquiring the latest intelligence on the heretics' movement. I see. And you would be best served by speaking directly to my men. A patrol is due to return from its sweep of the surrounding lands at any moment. You may also wish to question the knights assigned to pick over the remains of the heretic refuge at Gorgain Mills. It is possible they have unearthed information that could be of use to you. Master Mangg knows well the place I speak of, for it was he who first discovered it. Let us divide our forces, then. I will stay and await the return of the patrol while the two of you visit this refuge. When I have completed my inquiries, I will join you there. A wise use of our time. Come, Mangg. I am eager to learn what Sir Redwald's men have found in the heretic's lair. Alright, so we have to go all the way north to the mills. I'll pause. Hey, how nice is that feature, huh? Master Mangg, our findings, you say? Well, there is something of a tale there. No sooner had we chanced upon a promising-looking sheaf of letters than we were ambushed from the shadows by great white beasts. It would seem the heretics foresaw our coming and left behind their pets to discourage further investigation. Several of our number were badly wounded. And you cannot carry out your duties until the creatures are slain. We have not the time to wait for reinforcements. Let us deal with these pets ourselves, Mangg. Alright. Okay, it's like a family. Why am I killing a family of polar bears? I don't know. I just shoot things, man. I do what I'm told. I'm a hired gun, baby. The warrior of light. The beasts are slain, then. My thanks, Master Mangg. We may return to our duty without fear of a mauling. Can I switch now? No. Decline? Alright. I forgot. There we go. There we go. From one heretic to another. You wish to track down Lady ISHGARD, is this not so? The records we discovered ere those beasts mauled my comrades appeared to be some manner of correspondence. We had not the luxury of perusing their contents more closely, intent as we were on surviving an onslaught of fang and claw, but I'd wager those epistles contained more than friendly salutations betwixt lonely heretics. My interrogation of the patrol proved fruitless. Either we divine some clue from these letters, or we wander the snowfields and pray that the gods lead us right to ISHGARD's door. 'Tis hardly a choice at all. Alright, I'll head out into the snowfield. Oh, okay. Heretic Epistle. Heretic Epistle. Have you recovered much of the heretic's correspondence? Yep. Splendid. Added to the contributions from Master Levelure and Sir Estinian, we now have more than a dozen letters. What have we here, then? Every one of these pages is a record of the dealings betwixt the Gorgain Mills heretics and their fellows in the XIV amphitheater. There are requests for foodstuffs, clothing, and all manner of provisions. ISHGARD's followers must yet inhabit the ruins we had thought abandoned. Interesting. Sounding out the amphitheater. The XIV amphitheater, the very place where you witnessed the manifestation of the primal Shiva, was it not? If that is our destination, the journey will be a long one indeed. The amphitheater lies on the other side of a treacherous tract of ice and snow that cannot swiftly be crossed. Then we must place our faith in the Ethernet. As you may recall, our dear friend Moonbreda succeeded in recreating the XIV beacon after it had been destroyed by Lady ISHGARD. At the time, it was assumed that the resultant aetherite would only be temporarily viable, but given that the heretics of Gorgain Mills seem to have been in regular contact with their brethren at the amphitheater, I'll wager it still functions. I suggest we make for the aetherite within Snowcloak without delay. Correct me if I'm wrong, Estinian, but in the course of mapping the Snowcloak tunnel system, a passage was discovered leading out into the western highlands, was it not? Might it be possible for us to reach the aetherite from this side of the wall? It should. House Durandare posted soldiers at the western highlands entrance after the tunnels were cleared, but they will not deny us entry. Alright. So let's head back to Falcon's Nest. I could pause, but it's not that far. I know how much y'all love this Chocobo music. Here we go. Here we go. Ah, the guests of House Fortin, accompanied by the Azure Dragoon, no less. I cannot imagine what brought you out this far, but you are welcome to enter the tunnels, if that is your will. Assuming the Akafa beacon still functions, and we must pray to the 12 it does, we shall arrive at our destination in mere moments. Though I do not expect to be greeted by the primal Shiva, we should nevertheless be prepared for a frosty reception. The heretics are not like to rejoice at the appearance of uninvited guests, particularly ones with our history. It's not gonna let me change here. Okay, there we go. An impressive structure. I wonder how many ages it has endured. Perhaps you'd ask its occupants. They seem a friendly bunch. Oh shit. Dogs of ISHGARD! Is it not enough that you banish our beloved saint? Will you not be satisfied until the ice is slick with the last drops of our blood? Stay your weapons. We come under the flag of parley. We wish only to speak with your mistress, that we might broker a peace. Do you think us fools, boy? It will take more than honeyed words to earn our trust. You walk with the Dragon Slayer, and we know all too well what he is capable of. My reputation precedes me. They give us little choice. Come, brothers, may dragon wings bear us to victory. Alright, I don't know if that'll help you against my fucking Glock. Spread shot. Spread shot. Spread shot. Spread shot.
Your guard is down.
Wow, that was really loud. Alright, auto crossbow. Oh, auto crossbow. Nice. Oh shit, he turned into a fucking dragon. Or not really, he turned into a lizard of some type, reptile. But you can't beat the gun, man. The gun will destroy you. Gun will destroy you. Oh, a tough guy, huh? Let's see how you like a little giant explosion. Oh, you don't like it, huh? Okay. Bring out the turret. Turret can do some firing. Do a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Push some buttons, you know. You know how we do it. Oh, damn, he turned big. Okay.
Know your folly.
Yeah, know your folly, dude. I'm shooting you in the face. Okay, I mean, you could have done this as Scholar. It just would have taken like 8 years.
Focus. Release.
It wouldn't have been nearly as cool as shooting all these heretics with a gun. Simple as that. They fight like demons. 'Tis death to remain. Fall back, brothers. Retreat to the cinders. I see no sign of Lady Iceheart. Would that we could have questioned one of them. Or would you ask that we do not already know? They make for the cinders, and so must we. Even should an ambush await us, 'tis certain there will be more heretics to question. Cinders, you say? I confess the name is unknown to me. Mayhap you would be so good as to enlighten us, Estinian. I suppose it is the heretic's way of referring to the Dreaming Dragon, an island of sorts found in the midst of the frozen lake of Ashpool. Some 500 years past, 'tis told that the Azure Dragoon of the Age fought a dragon of titanic proportions. After a savage struggle, the mighty creature is weakened unto the point of death, and forced into a magic slumber by an entire chapter of the Holy Sea's sorcerers. Ere long, a rain of ash and cinders did begin to fall upon the sleeping serpent's motionless form, covering the creature at length in a shroud of grey. Of course, a thick layer of ice has since formed on top of it, but you may be sure I speak true. A fascinating tale. We should make haste to this ashen isle. Dreaming Dragon lies far to the west. Before we approach the frozen beast, however, there is another place I would visit. I am told the convictors have set up camp in Twin Pools. Their leader, Jantalot, may have information of use to us. Ah, but mayhap you're not familiar with that name either. The convictors are dragon slayers, after a fashion, but I am willing to wager that they encounter their fair share of heretics. If we are indeed walking into a trap, I would learn all there is to know of our foe. A sound suggestion. Let us speak with these convictors then, and temper our haste with a measure of caution. Okay. Yeah, I suppose I could pause on this one. I gotta get out of this trench. Took a while, but I made it. I made it. Well, well, what have we here? Hoping to join the esteemed ranks of the convictors, are we? The hard-eyed lad looks promising, but you have a frail look about you, boy. I give you 3 days ere the wilds claim your corpse. I beg your pardon? Be not so quick to judge. I have seen this frail youth fell heretics with a flick of his wrist. Who are you to question my... By the Fury! That armor, that lance! The Azure Dragoon himself graces our camp. Pray forgive my disrespect, sir. I am Jantalot, leader of the convictors and fellow slayer of dragons. May I ask what winds, fair or foul, carry you into our humble camp? Ah, Lady Iceheart, is it? Aye, I know her by reputation, but I'm afraid I've seen naught of her or her people. That said, my own men can be somewhat lax when it comes to making reports. You may wish to question them yourselves. Thank you. We shall. Mangg, Estinian, let us make our way through the camp and see what information there is to be had. Oh, 55. Mount speed in Western Highlands has increased. That's amazing. And we have some optional quests. Oh, this is for more ether currents. Okay, I can do those. Ether current, that's fine. Camp of the Convictors. Surely one of these people will have encountered heretics while out hunting. Pray speak with as many as you can, Mangg. Yeah, I know of no heretics. You honestly expect me to keep track of every Ratemo, Vermont, and Bertinant that wanders in and out of camp? Yes, I suppose. Are there any heretics in the area? I have not the faintest idea. Why, a heretic could pass under my very nose and I should be none the wiser. I hunt dragons, my dear fellow, the big ones. Forever do I scan the skies for signs of my prey. I care not for the miserable creatures that scurry upon the ground. Okay. Looking for heretics, you say? Why don't you go and bother Puriquet, Pierre, or someone? I have enough trouble keeping these preening fops fed and clothed as it is. It is no business of mine what folk do with themselves out there in the wilds. Some I can help you with, me lord. For heretics. Heretics, is it? Well, I've never seen one myself, but that ain't to say I haven't heard a thing or two. We would be grateful for any information you can share with us. The gods know we've gleaned precious little from talking to the rest of these people. But please, me lord, I am Pierre, a soldier by trade, though not much of one if I'm honest. It weren't for the love of stabbing folk that I took up the spear, see? No, it's by order of Sir Jantelot's father. Still, as long as they keep paying me wages, I ain't fussy as to what they have me do. Not everyone's as patient as me, though. Plenty of low-born lads who get pressed into service start grumbling before they've seen their second battle. And once they've got to thinking how unfair it all is, it don't take much for the heretics to turn their heads. From what I hear, the simple promise of freedom tends to do it. That may explain how Lady ISHGARD was able to expand her following so swiftly. Sad to say, some mates of mine gobbled down the heretics' tripe and asked for seconds. Told me they were off to the western highlands to light a signal fire. That's how you let the heretics know you're serious about joining their ranks, apparently. Send up some purple smoke and the bastards come to you. That's so. Why then, I am minded to start a fire. Alright. Information gathering. Okay. Purple flame. This gives us an ether current. We are to lure our foes to our position, and we must find a means of producing a signal of purple hue. As it so happens, I once heard the tale of a trapper who dropped the hide of a woolly yak onto his campfire. Aside from the terrible stench, the story also described in detail how the smoke from the smothered flames was tinged a deep violet. You're a monster hunter of some note, are you not, Mangg? It should prove a trifling task for you to procure a number of hides. We may need to burn more than one ere the heretics notice our beacon. Master Alphino, you and I shall gather wood for the fire. Aye, it will take the both of us to find enough dry fuel in this frozen wasteland. Let us meet again at the Dreaming Dragon with the fruits of our labor. Alright. Not too far off. Just give the old fat chocobo a little bit of hustle over there. Shoot us some yaks. Skin them alive. Okay, maybe not alive. Fill them full of holes, man. Alright, blast him. Blast him. Blast him. Dead. Dead and dead. Oh, come on. Come on. No! You fox! Fine. Oh, that nice speed increase. Very nice. It's a pretty big increase. It would seem that collecting firewood is a new experience for Master Alphino. His must have been a privileged upbringing. Have you the hides we need? I sure do.
Ah, I should have known it would be you. Word reached me of a struggle with a small but well-armed band of trespassers. Forgive my comrades their hostility. Few come here uninvited, and fewer still with good intent. Now, tell me why you are here.
We wish to stop Nidhogg's attack on ISHGARD.
So, you seek to stem the Dravanian tide with talk? A romantic notion. If you but knew the truth, the spark which lit the flames of this animosity, you would understand the futility of your quest. Shall I relate it to you? The sordid history my gift has shown me. That which the Holy See has taken such pains to suppress.
'Here we go.
'Twas more than a millennium past when an Elysian tribe first sought to claim the lands of COERTHAS as its home. Unfortunately for them, COERTHAS was already home to dragonkind, and they were not inclined to make way for the invaders. Thus did a bloody war begin. A war which might well have rumbled on until one or the other side was exterminated, had it not been for the resolve of a single woman. That woman's name was Shiva. While those around her fought and died, she attempted to parley with the dragons, and in so doing discovered them to be possessed of profound intelligence and reason. The great worm HIGHLANDS in particular so enchanted Shiva that she found herself growing to love the creature, whom her people considered a monster. In the eyes of a near-immortal dragon, however, the fleeting life of an Elysian is as that of a freshly cut rose. Scarce has the flower bloomed before it begins to fade and wither. Such melancholy musings plagued HIGHLANDS, who had found in Shiva an unexpected and beloved soulmate. He knew that all too soon, death would snatch her away from him. Unable to bear the thought of their separation, the maid bid the worm consume her, that their spirits might be entwined for eternity. Though loath to perform the deed, HIGHLANDS ultimately gave in to her plea, and soon thereafter the tale of their ill-fated love spread throughout the two warring factions. No more could they raise blade or claw against one another, knowing that the souls of their kin were so inextricably bound. In the days that followed, man and dragon learned to live in harmony, and together built a nation unlike any the world had ever known. For 200 years did this blissful age of peace continue, as it would to this day, had vilest envy not stirred in the hearts of the Elezen. It is said that worms owe their longevity to the boundless reserves of vitality found within their eyes. And 'twas in this belief that a traitorous band of knights deceived their allies of some 2 centuries, and took by force that which they coveted. Nidhogg, he who now stands poised to unleash his wormlings upon ISHGARD, was the great dragon who lost an eye to Elezen treachery. And until he prizes it from the hands of the traitor's progeny, no amount of conciliatory words will stay his fury.
You are wrong, Lady Iceheart. Lest you misunderstand, I do not doubt your vision of the past. 'Tis true that Nidhogg greatly desired to reclaim the Eye. Indeed, it was for that very reason that I kept it with me as I roamed the land, attempting to draw him away from the city.
Good gods!
Until recently, Nidhogg seemed unable to resist its allure and pursued me relentlessly. Needless to say, that is no longer the case. Now, it would seem, he has fixed his attention on ISHGARD itself, though he knows full well the Eye does not reside there.
You believe he targets the capital for another reason?
I believe reason has all but left him. Through the Eye, I feel much of what Nidhogg feels, and the dragon's thirst for vengeance will not be quenched by aught less than a sea of blood.
If Nidhogg is indeed lost to reason, might we not seek an audience with Hraesvelgr instead? He has thus far shown no inclination to aid in the invasion of ISHGARD, and may yet welcome our efforts to broker a peace.
You still believe that a peaceable solution can be found? Very well. I will take you to him. Our road will lead us to Dravania, the homeland of dragonkind. There we shall ascend unto the clouds, where Hraesvelgr resides.
Oh shit. Wonder what that means.
Is aught amiss, my friend? I sense the many battles are beginning to take their toll. Rest a while, and should you lose sight of us, Dravania lies beyond the mountains to the west.
Curious. The vestiges of thy mistress's blessing are not as faint as once they were. Thy will to succeed grants thee unusual fortitude. But will it be enough?
Can't stop the Warrior of Light, man. Can't stop me. Very nice, very nice. Alright, we gotta get to this new area. That sounds cool. I like new areas. You are Mangg, yes? Pray address me as Ysayle, if you wish. 'Tis passing strange, is it not, that fate should bring us together thus? Never did I think to walk alongside the Warrior of Light. But history is full of such unexpected alliances. Shall we make our way into Dravania, then? The chill of the western highlands is unrelenting, and I would sooner be under the sheltering canopy of the Chocobo Forest. Oh, Chocobo Forest! Alrighty. Are we really surprised that humans were responsible for starting a war with the dragons? I mean, not humans per se, but you know what I mean. We always be starting shit, you know? But that's all in the past. Gotta do what we can now.
Beyond Abalathia's spine, the great mountain range that spans the continent of UL'DAH from east to west. Into the deepening shadows of Som-Al, where lies the ancient home of dragonkind. To a land where the soil slithers and the skies seethe with sinuous shapes, they came.
It'd be a lot cooler during the day. Damn you, nighttime. Damn you, nighttime. We now stand on the threshold of Dravania. The path to Som-Al will take us far to the west, beyond the embrace of the forest branches. It will be a long and demanding journey. Might I suggest that we take our rest at the village up ahead and see that we are properly provisioned? There is a village here, but I thought these lands the sole domain of dragonkind. Why would anyone choose to live in so perilous a place? The wild chocobos. Tailfeather was built by hunters who make their living capturing and selling the beasts. Their leader, Marshchomp, I don't know, is an acquaintance of mine. Being a gregarious sort, he will no doubt welcome our arrival, and he will also possess more recent knowledge of the road we seek to travel. I trust there are no objections. Only to this ceaseless chatter. If we are to meet this acquaintance of yours, let us do it before ISHGARD burns. Yeah, we're an odd little group, aren't we? Alright, we have wild chocobos here, level 52, and they're aggressive. They'll fuck your shit up. And plenty more ether currents in this area. Got my own chocobo. Look at this beautiful boy. Have you ever seen anything so majestic? My God. Alright. Back to slow mount speed in this area. Marchamp? No, I don't know how it's pronounced. Well, tan my hide and call me Leatherface. We have visitors. Oh, and if it ain't the lovely Assail. It's been too long, girl. That it has, Marchamp. That it has. My companions and I are on a pilgrimage to Salmal. Might we stay in Tailfeather a while and prepare for the next leg of our journey? Of course, of course. Stay as long as you like. In fact, I wouldn't suggest leaving the forest at all. The dragons have been absolutely bleeding murderous of late. Forgive me, sir, but I'm not sure I understand. Do the dragons not bother you here in the forest? Bother us? Did Ysayle not explain things to you, boy? You've seen them towering Calum trees all about, haven't you? If you were flying above the canopy, you'd barely be able to see the ground. And as you'd expect, the local wildlife's canny enough to stay hidden beneath the leaves, which is why the dragons do their hunting elsewhere, and we can do ours in peace. I see. Thank you for the explanation. You're welcome. I know it won't stop you sail here, but dragons ain't the only things you'll need to keep an eye out for, especially if you're set on heading west. Doesn't really matter, I suppose. Alrighty. So, let's see here. It's possible we'll get to a trial next time, which would be pretty cool. I don't know. You know, some of these quests are pretty lengthy, so we might not. But there's a trial, and then immediately after the next quest is a dungeon. So, either way, we've got finally some exciting stuff coming up with group activities in Heaven's Word. Should be cool. But for now, my name is Mangg. Game watching has been Final Fantasy XIV. I'll see you fine folks in the next part.